Hey guys, what's up? I'm Ashley. Thank you for watching this video. And today we're going to be talking about The Chi Season 4, Episode 1. That's right, The Chi is back. It first dropped on YouTube, but it will air on Showtime Sunday, May 23rd at 9/8 Central. But before we get into it, don't forget to like this video if you like it. Leave a comment down below letting me know what you think about this episode. Share this, let everybody know, and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. And with that being said, let's get right into it. The episode started off with clips of what's to come in future episodes. We saw that Keisha's having her baby. She's having a water birth. We also saw Kevin walking around in a suit. We don't know where he's going or where he's coming from though. We also saw his best friend Jake kissing his girlfriend Gemma. And I was like, ooh, that's a fight right there. But Kevin didn't do anything. He ran away. And we also saw Duda getting shot. And I was like, okay, we doing this. It's about time. And then we see Emmett freaking out in the bathroom, sweating. Somebody trying to get in the bathroom. And then, we get into the episode. We're going to touch on everything for sure, but we're not going to go in the exact order of the show. First, we're going to talk about Keisha. As I know y'all know, Keisha last season got kidnapped and raped, and she got pregnant by that. So we see her this episode looking for an adoptive family for her baby. Tiff, Emmett's girlfriend or baby mama or wife, whatever they're doing, was helping Keisha find an outfit for when she went to go meet these people that she was thinking about giving her baby to. She was worried about not looking good enough for when she went to go meet them, and Tiff was just, kind of reassuring her the whole time. So when Keisha and her mom got there to meet the married couple, they didn't seem fit at all. They were kind of arguing a little bit and something just seemed off, and then they asked Keisha if she was sure she wanted to do this, and her mom answered for her first. Her mom was like, sure. And then that's when Keisha was like, sure. Then Keisha was like, are y'all good as a couple? Because I'm feeling some tension. And then that's when the husband was like, all marriages aren't perfect. You're not always on the same page. And then that's when Keisha was like, I come from a family of divorce, so I don't want my baby to come from a family of divorce. And then the wife, played by Tabitha Brown, she was like, no one's going to love that baby more than me. And then that's when the husband was like, more than us. And I was like, I'm looking at them sideways. Like, what's that about? And then that's when the wife, I think her name is Octavia, told her husband to come outside for a minute so they can talk. And then while they was talking, Nina asked Keisha, what do you think about them? And Keisha was like, I don't know. So it looks like her mom and Dre wants Keisha to, just give this baby to anybody. That's what it seemed like. And Keisha is thoroughly thinking this out, like with some common sense. Also, Tabitha did show up at Keisha's house and admitted to her that her and her husband are getting a divorce. She told her that he just came over to try to increase her chances of getting the baby. And Keisha was basically just like, I'm sorry. I want my baby to have a 2-parent household. Do y'all think Keisha's going to end up keeping this baby? Let me know down in the comments. I don't think this is the end of this with them. I think there's going to be a lot more to it. I just hope it's not no BS. Keisha been through enough and she don't need no more drama. Now we're about to talk about Jake and Kevin. First, we see Jake and Triggs and Imani's new hair salon that they have that Gouda put money into. Why I feel like that could end up turning out wrong. But we gonna roll with it. And then we see Jake getting ready for a biology test, and then him later on meeting up with Kevin and Gemma. Jake and Gemma were agreeing on not liking a certain teacher, but Kevin didn't see a problem with this teacher, and it was like, of course you wouldn't. And I'm like, is this the beginning of the relationship that's going to end up to them kissing? After that, though, Jake and Kevin are like, we're going to go to a basketball game. So they get on the train, and while they're on the train, Jake changes out of his school uniform. They get off the train, they start walking, and then this guy sees Kevin and calls him Fresh Prince of Inglewood. And then Jake wasn't having that. He was taking up for his friend. Him and this guy get into like a little argument. They get into each other's faces. And then, they walk away. The police called him over. He ends up calling Jake over. Jake's not in school uniform, so, he's like a target. He's already black, and then now he's not in his uniform, so he's like, let me see some ID. And Jake's like, no, I'm not showing you my ID. And then Kevin's like, just show me your ID. And the police is like, show me your ID. Jake tries to walk past him, and then that's when the police flips him on the ground and start beating him up real bad. Everybody got their cameras out, and then that's when Kevin's like, takes off his backpack, and he's like, okay, I'll show you my ID. And then the police was like, stop, points his gun at Kevin. Kevin gets on the ground. It was just so unnecessary. And then they got Jake in the back of the police car all beat up. Papa and Maisha was like, what should we do with this tape? Because Maisha recorded it, and Kevin was like, Jake's not gonna want the whole world seeing him get pumped by the police, don't post it. But they ended up posting it anyway because they felt like that was the right thing to do. Trig and his girlfriend Amani was like, where's Jake? It's time to eat dinner. He don't never miss dinner. And then finally he gets a call, and that's when he finds out that Jake is in the hospital. He got arrested and all that. So he shows up at the hospital. He is livid, okay, as he should be. Like, I would have been tearing things up in there. And then that's when Duda walks in. He's the mayor. He tells the police that's guarding the room to uncuff him right now. The police is like, I'm under strict orders. And then Gouda was like, do you know who I am? Uncuff him right now. So he does it, and then Duda's like, get out. And then Trig's like, I don't want him to have no record. That's the last thing he needs. He's like, I want these guys dead. I want this policeman dead. And he's like, what you gonna do to him? Suspend him without pay? And Perry's just, trying to reassure him that it's going to be taken care of. But Trig couldn't wait. He was like, I'm not about to stand for that. He handled it himself. Him and Amani waited for the policeman jogging. He was jogging at nighttime, and Trig was waiting for him behind one of them little poles, like a little bridge thing, and beat him up. He beat him in the head real good with that gun. So hopefully the policeman is dead. Jake and Kevin got into a little argument at the hospital. Kevin finally went to go visit him, and he was like, what took you so long? And Kevin was like, I don't like hospitals. And Jake was like, me either. Then Jake was like, maybe if I didn't change out of my uniform, this whole thing wouldn't have never happened. And, I could have walked away. And Kevin was like, the only reason why, I walked away from this is because I actually listened to the police. Kevin was like, was I supposed to fight the police for you? And then Jake's like, no, like, you could have at least videotaped it. And he was like, Maisha did. And then that's when Jake was like, Maisha's more of a writer than you are. Then Kevin was like, I'm leaving. But then that's when Papa walked inside of the door, and, he brought everybody some Skittles and lightened up the mood. So, it didn't end as rough as it could have. But Kevin was struggling this episode. I hope he doesn't get any PTSD from this, because he was thinking about it a lot this episode, like with flashbacks and all of that. And I'm also wondering why Kevin didn't hit up Trig, Jake's brother, to let him know what happened. He let the whole day go by. And then also, anyway, though, we are seeing Kevin grow up. I feel like I shouldn't be watching it. I'm like covering my eyes. Like, I feel like I'm watching my cousin or something. He woke up in the bed with a girl. He stuck out the window trying to hide from her daddy. But the daddy was watching it all unfold because he have surveillance cameras, and he watched them jump right out that window. After he snuck out the window, though, he knocked right back on that door like nothing happened, like he hadn't been there all night. But his daddy played it off and didn't mention it at all. I'm just wondering when his girlfriend's daddy is going to bring this whole thing up. Then we see Mr. and Mrs. Perry telling Tracy that they like what she's doing and that they want to invest money into her organization. And she's not really feeling it. She's not trusting it. She even tells them that I don't have to respect you. I don't have to respect the mayor's office. And I'm like, is this whole thing a front? Like, she's feeling Duda. She was feeling him this whole episode. And he's feeling her too. They got a little vibe going on. Tracy went out to eat with Jay and Jada, and she was telling them about the whole money thing. Then the Perrys walked in, and Tracy was like, I'm gonna go over there. So when she went over there, Duda pulled out her chair so she could sit down, and I was like, oh, okay, right in front of his wife. I mean, that could be considered a gentleman, but no, I'm looking at him sideways. And then they started talking about the whole thing a little bit, but then he got a call about Jake, but we didn't know it was about Jake at the time. But he got up and excused himself, and then that's when Mrs. Perry was like, you trying to get it in with my husband? Because if you are, it's okay, I can share. Then that's when Duda gets back, and he's like, I gotta go, and tells, what's her name, Rosalind? Mrs. Perry, I'm gonna just call her that she needs to take over. He gotta go. I'm wondering if this is gonna end up in an open relationship or a threesome or something. Because, later on, Duda showed up with Tracy at her little spot or whatever, and she was like, what are you doing here? And he was like, I want to help, because she was painting. And then he took off his shirt and he started painting with her. And they're checking each other out, giving each other that look. And I'm like, this is going to end very interesting. And then we have Emmett, his baby mama / fiance / wife or whatever, is getting along with the girl that he cheated on her with, Dominique. They look like they're about to go into an edible business together. But Tiff doesn't know that Dominique had her man. They over here laughing and kikiing and whatnot, having a movie night, and she don't know that Dominique got it in with her man. I'm wondering how that business is gonna fall apart when she finds that out. They got hella high at this movie night. Darnell brought his VCR and his VHS tapes so that they could watch Soul Food. And also, Papa is working in the restaurant that Emmett is like now owning. Papa wanted to know if he can get paid in cash so that he can get all his money and not just half of it, but Emmett was like, nah, you getting a check. Also, Jada and her masseuse are taking it to the next level. They're not going out to dinner. It's not just a massage and a happy ending. They're taking steps. He also saw her out when she was out to eat with Dre and Tracy. He sent them over some drinks. So, you know, he really liking her. I'm just happy that she's finally getting some love because it's been a long time. I'm excited that The Chi is back. Leave a comment down below letting me know what you thought about this episode. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in my next one.